but I also want to kind of go over what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks as we kind of get started back to basics, back to hopefully somewhat normal here with basketball here. So I'm just going to go over a kind of a PowerPoint here, has kind of the things that we have to do. And then I'm also recording this, so I will post this to the Parents Remind 101 so they can see that as well here. So let me pull this up. All right, can you still see it, Coach?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so as we go through here, I know some of you play a fall sports. You may have already gotten some of this information. I know we're still waiting on a couple things with the health department, but shouldn't change much that we have here. All right, so first thing, obviously remember, just like any other summer, none of the summer stuff is mandatory. Obviously recommend it. You're doing things, to get yourself better, whether it's in the gym, outside the gym, whatever. But also realize with everything going on now with, the COVID and things like that, it comes down to you and your family's decision on whether or not you want to come in. And after seeing the presentation here and the things that we're going to be required to do, that may or may not kind of impact your decision. But I want to, lay everything out there right off the get-go so you kind of know what we're going to expect as we kind of move forward here. Okay, so the first thing with the school, or whatever, just to kind of make it better, to make sure we don't have some kind of flare up with numbers of COVID or anything like that, to be safe, we're doing things in 3 phases. So phase 1 was actually supposed to start on Monday. Still waiting for the health department stuff. So hopefully phase 1 will start in the next day or so. For us in winter sports, our phase basically begins June 15th. So June 15th, we'll be able to basically start getting in the gym, start doing workouts at that point in time. Now, we're able to do workouts this year. Usually we have to be done in July. We're able to do workouts June 15th, basically through August 31st. Okay, so a little bit of a change. Those that play a fall sport might impact it a little bit, but June 15th is essentially the first day we are able to do anything from a basketball standpoint. And so just going through some of the guidelines. Okay, when you come in, and we'll talk about doors here shortly, there will be a designated entrance for you to come in. And as soon as you enter the school, you'll have to use hand sanitizer. And then you'll have kind of a temperature check, a record check that you have to do. Okay, so when you come in, the preference is that you'll take your temperature at home and then just bring. So take your temperature before you leave. If it's 98.2, come into the gym and tell me, hey, it's 98.2. If you don't have a way to take it at home, we will have the one in the main lobby of the high school. But again, they're trying to make that so not as many people are using that to make it a little bit safer. So if you're able to take your temperature at home, then do that. And then when you come in, you'll report your temperature to me. And then we'll also do a record. Have you had a cough? Have you or anybody in your house had a fever or anything of that nature? Obviously, if those symptoms exist, then we'll probably send you home for that day. And then we'll kind of move from there. But as a coach, we have to basically record that every single time we have a workout. So every time we have a workout, Coach and I are going to have to be filling out paperwork and everything else. We have to submit that paperwork saying, this is who was here, this is what their temperature was, and everything else on that given day. All right, so you see the next one there, number 3, don't enter campus. Leave immediately if you have a fever or coughing. We already said there. Face coverings. When you come into the gym, you will be required to have a face covering on, and you'll basically need to have the face covering on until as you're getting your shoes on or whatever, until it's ready to start the workout. Once we start the workout, you will not need that face covering. Okay, so only when you're entering, doing your temperature check or filling out your paperwork, whatever, that's the only time you're going to need to have that face mask. the actual workout, you won't need to worry about it. So, shouldn't be any issues there. I know Coach B's not going to like this. Coaches are supposed to wear it for most of the time. I know I was sweating bullets at the store the other day wearing it for 20 minutes, so we'll see how that goes. But player-wise, no worries. You do not have to wear a mask to work out. Social distancing, 6 feet. I know meeting with Mr. Warton today, when you come in the gym, there's probably going to be X's on the bleachers or somewhere. And basically you have to go to one of those X's to get ready for practice. So, if Autumn comes in and puts her stuff down, the next person has to be at least 6 feet away from her with their bag and everything else. So, we'll do that every time you come in. Okay, for basketball and in general here, 1, you must complete a 2020 student waiver form, and that is on final forms. Okay, so with that waiver form, if your parents and you go into final forms and you go to register for 2020-21 season or school year, that is on there, and you basically read through it. If your parents agree, you agree, then you sign it on final forms, and that's all you have to do. Basically saying that you understand that there's possible risk during this time period with COVID and everything else, that there's a risk involved, but that is on final forms. I did it yesterday for my son. Took a whole probably 2 minutes. Biggest thing for you is mom and dad do it. You've got to do it as well. If you don't have that form filled out, I cannot let you work out or participate. Okay, so you got a little bit of time, a week or so, to get that done. Only athletes and coaches permitted to attend a workout, so it's not going to affect us in the gym. It's always just us and the coaches. Groups will be no more than 10. So obviously with coaches there, you're looking at 8 players per group. I haven't got a 100% schedule yet from Mr. Warton, trying to balance things. We're looking at probably about 40 to 45 minute workout windows when we are able to start there. Okay, but you'll be groups of no more than 8 players. The other hunch to that is you have to be in the same workout group every time. So if you're assigned the 9 to 9:45 time slot and you can make it today, but you can't make it next week, I can't let you go with another group. Okay, and that's going to be probably a pain in the neck sometimes, but the thought is you have to stay with that same group throughout to kind of risk or lower the risk of spreading things. Designated entrances, we'll talk about here in a second. Hand sanitizer we kind of talked about. The other big one, they don't want mingling. They don't want interaction. So if you're the group getting ready to come in, you have to stay in your car until we tell you it's okay to come in. So if your group's at 9:45, I end the first group at 9:40, I will send them out one door to leave, and then I will basically motion you to come in. But you can't come in and just relax, wait in the gym for your group. You have to stay in the car, stay in the parking lot until it's your time to begin your workout. So again, biggest thing, they just don't want people mingling in big groups and things like that, especially indoors. Face coverings we kind of talked about. Social distancing we talked about. No physical contact, so no high fives, no huddles, no let's get it in before or at the end of a workout. Can't do any of that. Water bottles, the water fountains will be closed off, so you will need to bring your own water bottle, preferably your name on it or whatever, but you will not have access to any of the water fountains or anything like that here at the school. So you need to make sure you have a water bottle. There will be cleaning supplies in the gym. So we will be at the end of each workout, be disinfecting the basketballs and things like that as we go through. Locker rooms will be closed. So again, you will have no locker room access. That's why you need to bring your shoes and all that stuff in a bag, change in the gym. Once you enter, have your own water bottle once you enter as well. And then of course, we're not going to have any scrimmages or anything like that. I don't think we'll be able to scrimmage all summer, to be honest with you. Hopefully that changes, but who knows? Okay, so those are just some of the general guidelines with that. Now, for the gym, a little bit different there. When you come to workouts, you will enter through door 21, which is the one by the boys' basketball locker room. So I will have that propped open. And again, the thought is if I have it propped open, you can just open it with your feet. You don't have to get your hands on the door and all that kind of stuff. And then when you leave, you'll leave out of door number 19, which is the double doors right by our bench in the gymnasium. Okay, so those will be the only 2 doors that you will use. You'll enter through 21, you'll exit out of 19. Everybody, weight room, they have specific doors they have to come in and out of, and everything else. Okay, so those doors will be kind of our entry points. Basketballs and equipment for each group, like I said, we'll sanitize them after each workout. You are basically allowed a partner with groups with workouts. So if I put Lexi and Ellie together for a workout and they're partners for that 45 minutes, they can share a basketball, they can rebound with each other and things like that. They just take those basketballs with them the whole time. They don't share the basketball with anybody else. And then, like I said, we'll sanitize the equipment, things like that. Good thing about that is it allows us to use the doctor dish. Before they said no partners, now they're at least allowing you a partner. If you have to use the restroom, the one in the commons is open. So that's the only restroom you'll have access to in the gymnasium when you're here. And then, like I said, the next group has to wait outside until it's your turn. So those are the guidelines specific to the gymnasium there. All right. And then finally, just a little, tidbits here with the final forms. Like I said earlier, update your information, fill out the COVID form, the waiver, go ahead and fill out your paperwork for all year, and you don't have to mess with it again. But make sure parents do it, and you as a player, you have to sign on your stuff as well there. So get that taken care of. If you don't have the waiver, I can't let you participate. Physicals, normally the school does the mass physicals for like $10. There will be no mass physicals this year. So if you usually do that, you're going to have to schedule a time with your doctor, or I know the chiropractor here in town does it to get your physical done. So, that's a big one. Some of you use that opportunity every year. No mass physicals this year. All right. And then, like I said, with the workouts, I don't have a definitive schedule. My hope is that it'll be kind of the plan before all this happened, Tuesday and Thursday mornings for workouts. But I will send stuff out on that. Look for the next probably 3 or 4 days, a Google form to basically kind of see what times you're able to go and things like that, just so I can get a schedule down. But, biggest thing, and it's going to be a headache for coaches, it's going to be a headache for you, is once I put you in a group, I cannot take you out of that group. That's the group you're going to be with the entire time unless they change the number of people. And I don't know when or if that will happen. Okay, so again, I will also have this recorded and put on Classroom, but just kind of giving you an idea of what to expect when you come in. Now, that 45 minutes you're in the gym, it's going to be a workout. It's going to be, shooting stuff, ball handling stuff, agilities, conditioning, all that kind of stuff. So, we're not going to change intensity. We're not going to change the things we do in the workouts. It's just more the before and after the workouts and some of those things that we have to deal with. All right. So, again, that'll be the biggest change for a lot of you in that regard. Okay. So, any questions or anything with kind of what I went over or some of the stuff you see there?